Alright, let's talk about hormonal control for your GCSE Biology exam. If you're finding it a bit tricky, don't worry, you are definitely in the right place. We're going to do a super quick, high-impact run-through of everything you need to know to absolutely nail those questions. Okay, let's get into it.
So here's the plan. We'll kick things off with the big picture, how your body keeps everything balanced. Then we'll zoom in on two huge examples, blood sugar and the menstrual cycle. After that, we'll check out how this stuff is used in the real world of medicine, and finally, a rapid-fire checklist to make sure it all sticks. Okay, first step, keeping your body balanced. This part is seriously the foundation for everything else, so listen up. It's all about how your body maintains a stable internal environment, and there are two big words you absolutely have to know: the endocrine system and homeostasis.
I mean, have you ever really stopped to think about it? Your body temperature, your water levels, how much sugar is in your blood, all that stuff has to be kept just right in a really narrow range. It's like your body is walking a tightrope 24/7. So, how on earth does it pull off this incredible balancing act?
Well, the answer is this one word, homeostasis. You will definitely see this in your exam, so make sure you get this definition down. All it really means is keeping conditions on the inside of your body just perfect, so your cells and especially your enzymes can work properly. Think of it like your body's own internal thermostat, always making tiny little tweaks.
So, how does it do it? Well, one of the main tools it uses is the endocrine system. The best way to think about this is like the body's postal service. But instead of letters, it sends chemical messages called hormones. Glands pump these hormones directly into your bloodstream and they travel everywhere. But, and this is the really clever bit, they only affect certain target organs. Why? Because the cells in those organs have special receptors that the hormone fits into, just like a key in a lock, super specific.
Okay, this right here is a classic exam question waiting to happen, comparing the endocrine system with the nervous system. So your nervous system, that's your body's super fast email. It uses electrical impulses for instant reactions, like, yanking your hand away from something hot. The endocrine system is more like sending a letter. It's chemical, it's slower, but the effects can last way longer. Think about the changes during puberty. That doesn't happen in a split second, does it? That's the endocrine system at work.
Right, let's stop talking theory and look at a perfect real-world example. This is where it all clicks. Section 2, controlling blood sugar. This is homeostasis in action. A brilliant little balancing act starring the pancreas and its two key hormones, insulin and glucagon.
Okay, picture this. You've just had a big meal, maybe with a sugary drink. All that sugar, or glucose, floods into your bloodstream. Your blood glucose level shoots up. Your body's internal alarm bells start ringing, right? It knows it has to bring that level back down to normal, and fast.
And here's exactly how it does it. First, your pancreas gets the signal and releases the hormone insulin. Insulin is basically the key that unlocks your body's cells, letting the glucose rush in from the blood to be used for energy. And any extra glucose? Well, insulin also tells your liver and muscles to grab it and store it away for later as something called glycogen. And just like that, your blood glucose level drops back to where it should be. Balance is restored.
But what about the flip side? What happens when your blood glucose is too low? Maybe you skipped breakfast or you've just done a really tough PE lesson. Your body needs to fix that too. Now, just a heads up, this next part is for higher tier students, so if that's you, listen closely. So when your blood sugar dips, the pancreas releases a different hormone, glucagon. Its job is the complete opposite of insulin's. It travels to your liver and muscles and basically says, hey, release the stores. It tells them to break down that glycogen they stored earlier, turn it back into glucose, and release it into the blood. Your blood sugar level rises back to normal. This whole thing is a perfect example of negative feedback. Things go too high, the body brings them down. Things go too low, it brings them up. It's all about getting back to that sweet spot. Of course, sometimes the system breaks down, and that's when we see conditions like diabetes. You really need to know the difference between the two types. For type 1, the pancreas just stops being able to make enough insulin, so the treatment is to inject the insulin the body can't make. Now, type 2 is different. The pancreas might be making insulin just fine, but the body's cells have kind of stopped listening to it. They become resistant. That's why the treatment often focuses on managing diet and exercise. And a key fact to remember is that obesity is a massive risk factor for developing type 2.
All right, let's switch gears and move on to our next big example. Section 3, the menstrual cycle. This is another incredible story of hormonal control. It's like a perfectly choreographed 28-day dance between 4 key hormones.
Let's break this down. It all starts around day 1, when the pituitary gland releases FSH. The name gives it away, right? Follicle-stimulating hormone. It causes an egg to mature inside a follicle in the ovary. As that follicle grows, it starts producing hormone number 2, estrogen. Estrogen is a multitasker. It makes the uterus lining build back up, and it triggers the release of our third hormone, LH. Then, around day 14, you get this huge spike in LH, and that's the trigger for ovulation. The egg is released. After that, the empty follicle starts pumping out progesterone, which keeps that uterus lining thick and ready. See? It's a domino effect, with one hormone triggering the next.
So what's the point of knowing all this? Well, because we understand this hormonal dance so well, we can actually use that knowledge in medicine. Which brings us to Section 4, using hormones to both control fertility and also to help it.
First up, contraception. Hormonal methods like the contraceptive pill or an implant basically trick the body. They use hormones to stop FSH from being released. And if there's no FSH, well, no egg gets matured. Simple as that. This is totally different from non-hormonal methods, like condoms. They're just a physical barrier. They literally block the sperm from getting anywhere near the egg.
Okay, higher tier crew. This one's for you. We can also use these same hormones to treat infertility. With IVF, a woman is given FSH and LH to basically supercharge her ovaries and make lots of eggs mature all at once. Then, those eggs are collected, and they're fertilized in a lab. That's the in vitro part. It means in glass. Once they've developed into tiny embryos, 1 or 2 are transferred back into the uterus. It's pretty amazing science, really.
Whew. Okay, we have covered a ton of ground. So to finish off, let's do a super fast, rapid-fire revision checklist. This is Section 5. These are the absolute must-knows for your exam. Ready?
Let's go. Gland, hormone, job. Pancreas, insulin and glucagon for blood sugar. Ovaries, estrogen. Testes, testosterone. The pituitary gland, that's the master gland. It makes FSH and LH. Adrenal gland, adrenaline for fight or flight. And the thyroid, thyroxine for your metabolism. Got it? Good.
And one last thing for higher tier, negative feedback. If you see this phrase, don't panic. All it means is that your body counteracts changes. If a level gets too high, a response is triggered to bring it down. If it gets too low, a different response brings it back up. That's it. It's the core idea behind homeostasis, just like we saw with blood sugar. It's all about bringing things back to normal. So you see, from your energy levels to your emotions, hormones are constantly running the show behind the scenes. They are literally writing the story of how your body works, every single day. And now you know how to read that story a little better. That's all for this crash course on hormonal control. You've totally got this. Now go smash that exam.